Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for a brand new reading. For those of you that are new to my channel, hello and welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's reading is going to be looking into what is happening for you in the month of October. So I'm going to be looking into the reading today to see what general energies, situations, events, people, etc., themes that you guys are moving through coming into the month of October. Please keep in mind, guys, that this is a general reading, so some of the messages within the reading may specifically resonate with your situation, while other messages may not. If anything is feeling kind of confusing or just not adding up to what you know your personal situation is, then just let it go. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Please don't get upset or take it personal if something in a more generalized YouTube reading isn't super specifically connected to your personal situation. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, though, all the details on how you can do that will be linked in the description box down below. Personal readings are just a much better way to get specific and accurate insight on your own situation. Also, keep in mind, guys, this is a time-based reading. We're looking into the future, looking ahead to the month of October. So keep in mind that the future is not set in stone because energy is always changing and shifting depending on your actions and the free will of others involved, right? So if you see something that is like predicted out for you in today's reading and you don't really feel excited to welcome this energy into your life, all you got to do is switch up your energy, switch up your actions, switch up the way you may react to something that happens, and you can totally create a different outcome for yourself. So never feel stuck or tied to anything that a tarot reading is saying because the future is not necessarily absolute. So let's go ahead and get into our pile selection. We're working with 3 piles today. Everything's already been pre-shuffled off camera. So starting with pile number 1, the crystal we're working with here is going to be this strawberry quartz. For pile number 2, we are working with this honey calcite. And for pile number 3, we are working with this rough sodalite. So I want you guys to take a deep breath. Think about your month ahead, the month of October. Go ahead and select the pile or the crystal you're feeling the most intuitively connected to, really selecting with your intuition and your gut instincts. And once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below where you will locate the timestamp that will take you to your chosen pile. See you there. Hey there, pile number 1. If you guys picked the strawberry quartz, this is going to be your October reading. So let's go ahead and start off by looking at the overall energy with some astrology cards. And then you guys can see we have a full stack of cards to move through. So make sure you stay in tune until the end so you can get your full message. So you guys start off here with the 4th house. Ooh, and you also have the 3rd house. Okay. So with the 4th house coming up here, there's definitely, for some of you guys, like some sort of theme around like family, ancestry, your home. This card specifically talks about roots. So think of like the root cause of something or the origins of something. So this can be like your origins, your ancestors' origins, and how this might be playing into your day-to-day life. You guys also have the 3rd house being here, which is talking about communication. So maybe for some of you, this is a month where you're kind of reflecting on or coming into a realization about the way that you communicate and like to give and receive information. And perhaps you discover that something about this is tied back to your roots, your family, your ancestry, your heritage, the way you grew up, something along those lines. 3rd house is also talking about things like sibling-like relationships, your neighborhood, your community. So maybe some of the more casual connections, like casual friendships, are surfacing for you this month, some themes around those. But there could be just in general family stuff going on here, family energy, especially with the 3rd house of siblings, with the 4th house being here. I could definitely see that being a theme for some of you guys out there. Let's get a little more info. So we have investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. Okay. We also have a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you made a mistake. So maybe some of you guys are making a change in your life this month. You're closing out a cycle, closing out a chapter. Maybe some of you guys are making a decision to kind of move away from your roots or to explore outside of your roots, or explore outside of your comfort zones, rather. I definitely think here with this card, it's interesting that we had this nostalgia energy, idealizing the past, right? That's definitely making sense with this 4th house being here because it kind of feels like Maybe there's something in your life this month where you guys are sort of like I was saying, kind of coming out of your comfort zone a little bit. And maybe this fear of making a mistake is about looking back and saying, man, I had it so good at this thing, or I was doing so well in this past situation that I was in, and maybe looking at it through like a rose-colored glasses type of thing without fully immersing yourself into the new just yet. So there could be a moment here in the month of October where you guys might second guess a decision that you've made or experience some sort of like, I don't know if it's like FOMO, like fear of missing out because you've moved on to something different. There is an energy here of you guys really digging deeper this month as well, which again, it makes sense with both of these cards because this is about getting to the root cause. When we're investigating something, we're getting to the root cause of the problem, right? We're asking questions, we're being quizzical, we're being curious about a person or a situation before we act, okay? This again is kind of bringing up this communication energy. I don't know why I feel like some of you guys are like buying a home or selling a home this month. That could definitely be something for you because it's just interesting how we have like both of these cards here, which can talk about like your home, your neighborhood, neighbors, things like that. So that could definitely be a specific theme for some of you guys out there. Let's move into your tarot cards. I'm really excited to finally kind of start using these all the Halloween decks. So I have a couple we're going to use today. So you guys have the Knight of Cups, the Emperor, and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, see, the Eight of Cups, that's interesting because that Eight of Cups is sort of telling me that there is kind of going back to this card, like there's something that's going on for you all this month where maybe you're feeling a little bit like you need to kind of distance yourself from it. You know, Eight of Cups is about like searching for greener pastures in a sense. It's kind of about walking away from a situation that no longer serves us in our highest good, right? So we kind of journey onwards, even though we have, this is kind of interesting. I'm really like intuitively connecting with this card because with these cards you guys had talking about like family, siblings, those sort of like casual relationships or acquaintances, things like that. I'm seeing how you have this group of people here, these ghosts, all of them, right, who are sort of watching you journey away. They're watching you walk away, and look how sad that they are that you're leaving. And so there's this knowing that you left behind like a group of people or a situation that was comfortable for you. And it may not feel the happiest. It may not feel easy. And this could be where some of this nostalgic energy or this regret energy may be coming from. But ultimately what I'm feeling with this Emperor card here is that you guys may be doing this because you know that it's time to maybe be a bit more independent, or maybe it's time to, you know, set up your own foundation outside of whatever this situation is that you're walking away from. And the thing to remember with the Eight of Cups is that this is usually just a temporary energy of walking away. You know what I mean? It's like usually we're just exploring and then we can come back to it. It doesn't mean that you're stepping away from this situation forever, but there's definitely something here with the Emperor about taking responsibility for yourself, being more independent. We have strong Aries energy coming up here, you know, setting up the foundation for your life, taking care of your stuff, taking care of your responsibilities. And maybe some of this energy of walking away is something that you know that you have to do temporarily to be able to accomplish whatever goal you need to accomplish. I'm also seeing for some of you guys with the Knight of Cups here, this is a beautiful month for emotional expression, which kind of makes sense with this communication. Maybe some of you guys, like the way I'm kind of getting the message, I sort of read it backwards, but it almost feels like you guys are starting off the month by either giving or receiving some sort of communication. And with the Knight of Cups, this is going to be like emotional communication. And I'm noticing how he's kind of holding this scroll in his hand here, which is making me feel like you guys are getting good news, or you're getting some sort of a message this month that's sort of propelling this journey forward for you. So it's like maybe you guys are getting a job offer, maybe you're getting an offer for a new home, something that's going to allow you to really establish yourself outside of this community, outside of the family. And so there is this sadness about walking away, but also knowing that this is a really good thing. Like this is a happy thing, happy communication coming through. For a select few of you, this Knight of Cups could be like a love offer coming in as well. I am going to be digging into, you know, love life in a different reading, so make sure you guys are staying tuned for that. But let's just continue here. So we have Strength, This has determination, preservation, and self-discovery coming through, okay? And then we also have self-awareness, tapping into your higher self, questioning routines and patterns. Exactly. You guys are digging deeper this month into whatever this energy of whatever the pattern is. And it definitely seems like there's a pattern around your communication style, your relationships, maybe the circle of people that you're surrounding yourself with, or just the way that you're personally showing up in the circle. So there's certainly I think that a part of this journey is you guys becoming much more aware of yourself, asking those questions, digging a little bit deeper, focusing on you and your independence for a little while. This is also talking about determination, perseverance, and self-discovery. Yeah, so it's like this energy of the Eight of Cups is not always easy, right? It does take courage and strength to walk away from something we love or something we're comfortable with, right? So you guys are really working on, again, that self-discovery keeps coming up. It almost feels like you are walking away from the group, the family, the familiar, because it's time for you to be a little bit more independent and learn more about you. Give me 1 sec, guys. All right, so I forgot, before we get into your closing message here, I do want to pull one love card for you and then one work career card for you, just to kind of get the overall theme for both your love life and your career this month. And if you guys are wanting a more in-depth look, like I was mentioning, we will have a love video, an in-depth love video for the month of October, where it goes a little deeper. And then for career, it depends. Transparently, those videos don't always do as well, so I don't always post a dedicated month ahead in career for every month, but there will be career videos available if you guys are needing career guidance. So let's see, overall energy for love for pile 1 in the month of October. We have the High Priestess, hidden knowledge. So I kind of feel that you guys in love this month are sort of leaning back a little bit, because again, it just kind of feels that there's more of this energy of you guys needing to explore self, right? And so maybe the High Priestess card is coming up because this is going to be a month where you're really retreating as it pertains to love, really leaning back, really observing. If there are love offers that are coming in for any of you, I think that you're taking your time here. This is kind of an energy of leaning back and observing these people that are coming forward and letting your intuition guide you. I think you guys are also just sort of it looks like you're hiding this month in a sense anyway, which it does tie in with what's going on here in your month ahead, but it just may not be the primary focus right now. It's I feel that you guys are really withdrawing and going in within this month in general for, higher self-awareness and self-discovery. And so you just may not be in a place where you're ready to show yourself off to potential love interests. So let's use the Treasure Trove Tarot to see your overall energy and career this month. We have Knight of Wands, passionate, freedom-loving, and jack of all trades. So you guys are definitely looking a little busy in career this month. The cool thing about the Knight of Wands is that this is definitely an energy of excitement, exploring your passions, fast pace, right? And I think with the jack of all trades, it almost looks like you guys are going to be having your hands in a lot of different things. So definitely positive, fast movement, definitely busy as well. So let's close it out with your closing message of advice, pile number 1. And here we have the message of the zombie. Ooh, this is talking about control. So this is interesting, you guys, because I want to kind of tie it back to your overall themes of sort of exploring the root cause of things, exploring communication, exploring relationship patterns, things like that. The zombie card is sort of talking about when we think of a zombie, it's this creepy, it's a deceased body that's inhabited by some sort of creepy virus that makes it act like it wouldn't normally act, right? So there could be a message for some of you guys here about maybe how you allow these patterns from your past to control and influence you, right? How you might allow relationships to control and influence you. So there's a self-reflection to do here around how maybe you're letting connections control you. Is there a suppression of who you really are because you're trying to fit in with others, or you're trying to make yourself be what the other person wants? Right? And then I think on the flip side as well with the zombie, sometimes on a subconscious level, some people may, connect with people that they know that not saying that anyone is controlling on this pile, but sometimes you may subconsciously connect with a person that you know that you can kind of control the situation, right? Like for instance, just to give an example, maybe to avoid like getting super vulnerable, we subconsciously date people that are emotionally unavailable, right? Or we know that on a deep level that they can't really offer us what we want, but we feel more in control of that situation on a subconscious level because it means we don't have to be vulnerable and open up. So that's just an example. I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but I think that energy is something that you guys are being guided to really reflect on as you move into the month ahead this month. So pile 1, this is a beautiful reading. I'm really excited to hear from you, how you feel it's resonating. So please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you feel this is talking about with regard to your life this month of October. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you guys are notified when I'm uploading new content. And if you do wish to support the channel, you can always send me a tip by clicking the super thanks button. Thanks, guys. Hey, pile 2, if you guys did pick the honey calcite, which is one of my favorite crystals, this will be your reading for the month of October. So let's go ahead and jump right in, starting with your astrology cards for the overall energy. So you guys have the air element, communication, and you have the 6th house of routines. Okay. Well, the 6th house is interesting because this is kind of telling me that this month you guys may be revisiting kind of like your day-to-day routine, your daily habits, your daily practices, kind of the regimen that you have yourselves set up on. The 6th house can also talk about your health and wellness, fitness, things of that nature. So some of you guys may be trying to put into practice some better, more healthy habits into your lifestyle. But just kind of think of this as more of like, this is the day-to-day ins and outs of what you do every single day, just kind of the mundane basics of life that you set up for yourself, the framework that you set up for yourself. With the air element here, of course, air energy is all about communication. It's all about the way that we kind of think about things. Some of you guys may be kind of like thinking about your routine from a different perspective going into the month of October. Some of you guys may be communicating more about your needs with regard to your routine. Maybe actual communication is a part of the routine. So maybe there's something about communication that is of significance to this routine. Maybe you have to partner with others in order to get certain things done, right? So there's a lot of things that can be happening here, but communication and clarity of thought and mind are definitely coming through as it pertains to your day-to-day this month. So let's continue on. We have belong to your own dream, create your own life. Okay, I love this energy. We also have wake up. It's your moment. Okay, yes. Okay, this is awesome for pile number 2. So listen, you guys, I think that the reason we are re-examining the routine is because you guys this month are needing to, if you're not already, start getting out there again. Okay, this energy here, we have belong to your own dream, create your own life. So I think that you guys this month are starting to really think about what do you want your life to look like? What do those daily routines look like? When you dream at night about your dream life, what is it? And now this is the month where we need to go out and actually create that. Create your own life, what you think is the best for you. We also have wake up, and it's kind of interesting looking at these cards, right? Because in this card, she is dreaming, literally. And in this card, she's like, wake up. So maybe you guys coming into the month of October have been dreaming or thinking a lot about what it is that you would want ultimately for yourself. And then this month is where you're kind of waking up and saying, okay, now how do I actually infuse what I want into my daily routine so that it can manifest for me? Because just dreaming about it, just writing it down without any aligned action is not going to create the life. It's not going to just manifest in front of you like that, right? You have to put in aligned action and intention to create it for yourself. So this is your moment. This is your time to shine. And maybe some of you guys with this yellow crystal, for perhaps some of you, you've been struggling kind of with the self-confidence piece of really putting yourself back out there and trying new things. It can definitely be really scary. Like I relate to that for sure. But this is a month where it's time. You know, it's time to put it into play. So we start here with the page of, this is the Page of Wands. We do have the Hanged Man, okay. And the 9 of Swords, yes, okay. So listen, I do think like what Spirit is asking you to do here is just take the first step. I see with this Nine of Swords that you guys are definitely kind of ruminating over this, maybe feeling a little anxious about trying new things or overthinking something about the new routine you want to implement here. But just know that you don't need to dive right in if you don't feel ready. It's okay to take those small steps forward, or if something about it is overwhelming you. You know, I think of like with the sixth house, especially if you guys resonated with like the health and fitness aspect of this, the sixth house. Like, let's just say, for example, you're trying to like, I don't know, work out more or something, and you're not someone that normally does, or you don't like going into a gym environment, whatever. This is just an example, but you know, I could definitely see where it would feel very, very, I would be anxious too, is what I'm trying to say. Like if I wasn't familiar with that environment or comfortable with that habit yet. So there is a little bit of overthinking. There is a little bit of anxiety that you guys may be feeling around like building this new life for yourself. But the Nine of Swords, the important thing to remember here is that it's usually not as bad as what you think it is. And look at this. I'm really being drawn to the sun that's rising here on the bed. So it's like she's so freaked out about like what's going to happen, or maybe thinking the worst about the situation, but ultimately the sun is rising here. Like good things are to come with you all putting yourself out there and building this life for yourself that you desire. I do think that this month there will be a period of time where you're kind of like, you know, maybe feeling like the Hanged Man is an energy of pause. Like we're usually taking a pause so that we can see it from a higher perspective. So for those of you that are coming into the month of October already not really knowing yet what it is you want to create or what you want, you may encounter a period of time this month where you feel like you need to take that pause to really see your situation from a new and different perspective. But ultimately with the Page of Wands, the cool thing is that this is just about taking that first step. Finding something exciting that you guys want to do. Try it out one time. And if you like it, maybe it becomes part of the routine. Maybe you try something different the next weekend, and if you like it, it becomes part of the routine. I think the Hangman is kind of about like reflecting on the new things that you're trying, the new exciting things that you're exploring this month, and asking yourself, okay, what's like really feasible for me to recreate and make it a part of my core life, right? So this is actually really exciting, you guys. So we have denial. This says failure to accept a situation, unhealthy cycles, or addictions. Okay. We also have creativity. Have fun. Express yourself in new ways. Yes. So for sure, this creativity energy is like coming through with this Page of Wands. There's definitely a need here to try something new with your routine. And have fun with it. You know, the Page of Wands is an energy of having fun. And I think that this denial card right here is more so talking about this, this energy of the Nine of Swords, kind of overthinking things, or, you know, expecting the worst before anything bad has even happened, you know, overanalyzing. I know with, you know, sixth house being ruled by Virgo, like, oh my God, Virgo is definitely an over-analyzing type of sign. So if some of you guys have Virgo in your chart or relate to that, that could be where it's coming from. But yeah, I do think that this month, as you're getting back out there, as you're creating whatever this is that you're wanting to create within your routine, there is going to be challenge here for some of you guys because it's scary. You know, new things are scary. It's not always easy to just like jump out there into new things, you know. Maybe for some of you guys, this routine is new. Like maybe you're already coming into the month of October knowing that it's like a new routine that you're in, and there's a little bit of fear around really embracing it. But the cool thing is that it feels like you guys are really being afforded the opportunity to write your life in the way that resonates most with you. Like you have control over it to an extent here. So let's move into, we're going to pull one message for you guys for love, one for career. And then if you guys want more in-depth readings on either of those topics, they will be up. Definitely love. There's always career readings every month, but I don't always do a dedicated career video for every month. So let's see what's happening in love, high level for pile 2 in the month of October. We have 4 of Wands, foundations and commitment. So some of you guys could be in a committed relationship this month, or focusing on a committed relationship that you're already in, building a foundation with someone. I'm seeing a home here. So maybe this is about like cohabitation for some of you. Maybe there's like a wedding coming up, a celebration. If you guys are single, I feel like this is sort of like the door is opening for new love to come into your life. There's a lot of different things that can be happening here, but your love life feels solid for most of you guys. Keep in mind, this is general. We're just getting one card, so it may be a little nuanced there, but let's take a look at the energy of your career this month for pile 2. And we have the 6 of Cups. This says childhood dreams, working with youth, reward for past efforts. It's beautiful. It's interesting, though, because this card is talking about dreams and this card is talking about dreams. So I'm wondering if for some of you guys, part of the routine has work connected to it. With Page of Wands, this could be more creative endeavors that you guys are pursuing and trying to make a part of your daily routine. But yeah, there's definitely something here with the 6 of Cups of like nostalgia or your past, or even like focusing on following your dreams. You see how it's kind of interesting, because I do feel like you guys may have like a regular muggle job. And you see how he's like asleep at his desk at his muggle job, and he's thinking about the creative things that he desires. So maybe that's where some of your anxiety and pause is coming from this month, is that you guys know that you would prefer to be doing something different for your career. But it's just not quite there yet, the way that you would want it to be. But the cool thing is that if this does have to do with your career, this month is the opportunity to start building that into your routine so that it can manifest for you. So let's close it out with our closing advice message. And you guys have the Mummy, which talks about change. So perfect. Yeah, I mean, you guys, this ties it together so nicely. So I think what Spirit is asking you to do this month, going into the month of October, is embrace change. Change is going to be for the better in this situation. I do think that with the full moon here, it might feel a little scary. Things may feel a little emotional, a little heightened. A lot of times when something is changing, it means we're leaving something we're very comfortable with behind. But ultimately, this is about you guys being able to create the life that you totally desire. So you don't want to remain stagnant in old energy if you're being given this opportunity to write your life and be like the main character. You know what I'm saying? So be able to embrace change. Try not to be afraid of change. And I think the cool thing about it is just starting off with small little steps to ease yourself into that routine. It's going to make the transition a lot easier for you. So pile 2, we are going to go ahead and close your message out here. Looks like you have a really amazing month of October ahead, so please drop me a note down below. Let me know what messages resonated the most with you and your situation. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This way you are notified when I upload new content. And if you do ever want to support the channel, you can always send me a tip by clicking the super thanks button. Bye, guys. Hey, pile number 3, if you guys picked out this Sodalite crystal, this is going to be your reading for the month of October. So let's go ahead and kick things off with your astrology cards. And then we're going to get to the rest of your stack momentarily here. All right, so pile 3, we have Blackmoon Lilith coming up for you. Okay. And then we also have Pluto. Wow. Okay. So you guys definitely have a very transformative month ahead. I'll say that. Pluto coming up literally talks about transformation. And Pluto energy is sort of this energy that comes around to like unearth secrets or to really expose the truth of a situation here. So I definitely feel that a lot of you guys in the month of October, you might be finding something out or coming to like a realization about something that maybe you didn't realize about it before now. It's sort of like whatever was hidden from you is now being exposed. I think maybe you guys have been intuitively feeling with Blackmoon Lilith, maybe you've been intuitively feeling that change is coming or that something's kind of off about a situation. But even if that's not the case, it's like the transformation is here, the change is here. And ultimately, you know, Pluto is pushing us to change for the better. So even though sometimes when this card comes around or this planet comes around, it doesn't always feel happy and joyful. It's usually kind of a bumpy ride at times. You know, ultimately, it is unearthing stuff that you need to know that's been hidden so that you can make the changes for the better in your life, right? Blackmoon Lilith coming up is interesting because I'm feeling like maybe some of you guys, whatever is being unearthed here this month, it might be something that you may not have the best reaction to necessarily, because like Black Moon Lilith is sort of like refusal to submit. It's kind of like the dark side of a situation in a sense, or it can be talking about just like being kind of angry or vengeful, like wanting to get revenge or something like that. Like we're going to kind of break this down and see like what it really is. But ultimately, like with mystery coming up here, it just may be that you guys are kind of taken aback by whatever the change is, or that the mystery that you've been feeling is finally being exposed. And it may bring some really real feelings, intense feelings up to the surface for you. So we have all in the golden afternoon. Okay, beautiful. We have keep your temper. Oh my gosh, don't allow anger to rule you. Yes, okay, you guys. So there's definitely something coming up here with the Black Moon Lilith that I think through whatever is changing in your life, I do think that there are some feelings of frustration around this. Especially for some reason, I'm feeling like some of you guys out there, this may have to do with like another person, a partner of significance. Like somebody is really upsetting you potentially this month, or this change or this information you're getting is upsetting you this month. And Black Moon Lilith does kind of have this tendency to talk about like wanting to get revenge and things like that. And so it's like when it's saying don't allow anger to rule you, I feel like what Spirit is guiding you to do is to transmute that energy here into something different, okay? Like, because ultimately with the change coming up, this affords us the opportunity, like I was saying, to design the better future for ourselves that we desire, that we want to create. And so I love that we have this energy of inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception, because whatever is leaving our lives, we now have the opportunity to transmute whatever that is into what we want it to be, right? So I think, what are you inspired by this month? What do you want to create for yourself out of this transformation? What do you want to build out for yourself, right? There's a lot of beautiful creative energy that can be here to support you through change if you choose to go that route. And sometimes with this energy, it doesn't mean like we're not going to be toxic positivity here on this channel. So like whatever is happening, you know, if it does make you feel angry or you feel your temperature rising, you're probably justified to feel how you feel, right? It's okay to feel those feelings, but what Spirit is saying is don't allow it to totally rule every decision that you make. Make sure that whatever choice, whatever you're creating for yourself from this situation is coming from a place of doing what's best for you instead of maybe like that revenge energy on someone else, okay? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up. We have the Hierophant card. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. You see, you guys, like this is, I mean, I think this is really beautiful energy. I feel like there is definitely something that is changing. Again, with the Wheel of Fortune coming up, like this is also talking about change. This may feel, when it comes through you guys, sort of like the universe has thrown a curveball. So like for something about this does feel unexpected. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of the vibe I was getting here in your initial cards. But the Wheel of Fortune is definitely kind of like the ups and downs of fate, the ups and downs of life. And you see kind of how this guy is like just stuck here on this little like carnival board, and he just like looks totally freaked out by it. So it's kind of making me feel like you guys have your change is coming in this month, but it just might feel like it's kind of taking you by surprise. But the thing to remember again about the Wheel of Fortune is that even though sometimes when it spins, even sometimes if it's spinning in our favor, we don't always realize that it's spinning in our favor, right? A lot of times with the Wheel of Fortune, it's this abrupt change that comes in, and you know, we may feel like, what the heck is this in the moment? I didn't ask for this. Why is this happening? But then ultimately, when we reflect back on the situation, we realize that it was changed for the better. It just may not always feel like that in the moment. It feels like you guys might be feeling like you're on a little bit of a bumpy ride going into the month of October with whatever this change is. It is destined, though. I mean, it definitely feels like this is a destined change for you that's going to help to push you forward into better energies. This change may have to do with the Hierophant card about like, again, I'm getting a relationship for some of you guys. So this could be like a marriage for some of you, or a commitment that you've made to something or someone. The Hierophant card also talks about like your belief systems, right? And your traditions in your life. So maybe this is being impacted by the changes. Maybe whatever change is coming in for you is also helping you to align more with whatever your spiritual beliefs and values are, right? Like, or going to someone that you trust as an advisor, a spiritual advisor, to help support you through this time. For others of you, this can be talking about like, oh shoot, it just flew out of my brain. What was I going to say? Oh, for some of you guys, this can be talking about like a mentor of some sort as well. So if it's not necessarily spiritual in nature, like for example, maybe you guys are experiencing a change at like work or something, I don't know, that's frustrating you. This would be kind of like the energy of going to a mentor, someone that you trust, someone who's a subject matter expert, someone that can really help to guide and support you through the changes. But ultimately with the 9 of Pumpkins, the 9 of Pentacles, I see that you guys are successful this month. I know that there's a lot of kind of crazy energy happening here, but you know, the 9 of Pentacles is all about like being financially secure and stable. I see you guys being really wise handling the situation. So even though there may be some energy of like rage or anger bubbling beneath the surface, we have the owl here. This is all about keeping your eye on the wise and informed way of doing things so that you don't have to kind of operate from that energy of anger. Now, some of you guys, you might be getting more money this month. Maybe your finances are improving this month. For others of you, maybe you're enjoying more luxury this month, spoiling yourself, taking this time of transformation to just focus on you and making yourself feel comfortable and happy. This is also an energy of being independent as well. So maybe some of you guys, whatever is changing for you is allowing you to step more into your own independence where you feel really good just being by yourself, not necessarily having to worry about like a partner, a significant other. You're focusing more on your own sense of self, your own sense of independence here. We have patience. Manifestations are on the way. So whatever you guys are manifesting this month is coming in divine timing. And it feels with that 9 of Pentacles like it's going to be soon for you. So don't get frustrated if certain results are not materializing overnight. It takes time. We also have apology through forgiveness through mutual understandings. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of conflict that's popping up here. But I do see that there is apology on the horizon. Forgiveness is on the horizon. And even if you guys do not end up receiving an apology that you deserve to receive, the best thing that you can do is just forgive yourself and forgive the person when you're ready and then move on. You know, forgiveness to another person for doing us wrong really isn't for them. It's for us, right? It's to help us to not be stuck in the energy of the situation. It helps us to move forward. So let's see, guys. We're going to do one message for your love life, one message for career, and then we'll close it out with an advice message. So let's start with love. Let's get one card for your love life for the month of October. And if you guys want a more in-depth, you guys know I'll be doing an in-depth love reading this month, so stay tuned for that. So what does pile 3 need to know about their love life in the month of October? 10 of Swords. Yes. Okay. I do feel for a lot of you guys, this energy we're channeling is about your love life for sure, because we have the 10 of Swords. This is talking about a painful ending coming up here. So for some of you, you may be actually walking away from a relationship or a commitment and becoming more independent here. For some of you guys, there's an energy of betrayal here, you know, from a partner. And maybe this Lilith energy is coming up because it's like you're trying to like not want to get revenge on them, but it's kind of just like a natural feeling that you're feeling, you know? The cool thing though, the positive thing I would say about the 10 of Swords is that it is the rock bottom energy, which means like from a positive perspective, we can only go up from here. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I feel you guys are doing with whatever change is coming in for your relationship, whatever information you find out about your relationship, no matter how painful it feels, from this point forward, you can only go up, right? So let's pull a card for career and see what we get for that. So what's happening in career for pile 3 in the month of October, please? Seven of Cups. Too many options, imaginative ideas, get rich quick schemes. That's interesting. I would definitely say that's like just a word of caution to anyone that was kind of resonating with the financial messages that were coming through, and like the patience card here. Like, I do think just be mindful of doing your research before you go into like any investments. I'm not giving financial advice, but you guys already know this probably if you're doing that. But yeah, just make sure that you're grounded when making those decisions, that you feel informed about what it is that you're getting into. But for career in general, I do think that this is a month where you're getting to be creative. You're getting to use your imagination. Some of you guys, there could be an energy of kind of just having a lot of things on your plate and maybe feeling a little scattered in career. But I ultimately don't really feel like your career is that big of a focal point for most of you this month. It really feels like this is more of like a relationship or interpersonal issue that's happening for you that you're more focused in on. So our final message of advice for you, Pile 3, is dawn, the light after darkness. This is a beautiful message to close us out because it definitely feels like you guys are sort of moving through a little bit of a rougher time for parts of the month of October, or maybe not the whole month, but it's more just like the situation in general is kind of tough. So I think this is just a really beautiful message of hope, letting you know that there is light at the end of the tunnel of the situation. There is light after the darkness. Sometimes we have to go through these dark, transformative energies in order to bring the truth into the light, right? And so that's kind of what I feel is happening this month for you guys in your situation, is like this transformation card is coming through because it's unearthing things that you need to know. It's unearthing things that you need to have brought into the light so that you now have the awareness of how you need to move forward. It's happening in your highest good is what I feel. So just remember, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So no matter how rough it's feeling, just know that it's going to get better. So Pile 3, we are going to go ahead and close the message out here, but I would love to hear from you what aspects of this reading you feel resonate the most with you and your situation. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you are notified when I upload new content. And if you do ever feel guided to support the channel, you can always send me a tip by clicking the super thanks button. Bye, guys.